Hello everyone. I'm sorry, I always have bad starts. Hello everyone, SVTDI here, and I'm back with Dark Souls. Now, last episode we started on Orlando. We didn't actually, finish it. We didn't go that much deep. We just killed basically the Silver Knight that is here, and then we stopped the episode. Now, some things I have to talk about is in the previous episode, I was talking about Priscilla, Sif, and Guinevere. Not Gwendolyn. I have to say I'm fucking sorry about that miscommunication, I guess you're gonna call it like that, or mispronouncing or forgetting Gwendolen's name and actually saying Gwendolyn. Quite sorry about that. I don't know why. Probably because, again, Gwendolyn is my favorite character in the whole Soul series. So probably that's why, when I think Guinevere, I do think like, okay, 50% of the time I say Gwendolyn instead of Guinevere, and instead of Gwendolyn I say Guinevere, and that's kind of goes. That's kind of the problem of all things, honestly. But hey, I'm gonna put annotations. Well, I put annotations in the previous video. If you did not watch, it's gonna say, where I start talking about Priscilla, it's gonna say I meant Gwendolyn. Guinevere, sorry. That's what I'm talking about. 50% of the time when I say Guinevere, when I say Gwendolyn, I mean Guinevere, and when I say Guinevere, I mean Gwendolyn. It's just like that, okay? And here's the mimic. Very dangerous folk that is going to try to kill you if you try to open a chest. Really dangerous. Not that much in Dark Souls 2, honestly, but in Dark Souls 1 there is a lot of them. And we get a gold coin. And honestly, I have not talked about the gold coins at all. So let's see where the gold coins actually are, honestly, because I don't know. There it is. Gold coin. Coin made of gold with All-Father Lloyd and his white halo shown on its face. Even coins of great value in the world of man have little value in Lordran, where the accept currency is souls. Those who dream of returning to the outside world are fond of carrying these around. Okay, Lordran is, well, first of all, gold coins are basically a currency of man. Okay, that's interesting, since it seems that Lordran basically has currency of souls. Okay, from what period, from what time does Lordran just accept souls instead of, normal? Oh, missed the dodge. In one time, in what time span, I guess, does Lordran accept souls? When did it begin? Began, actually, sorry. I guess it started when who created the dark sign? I think it started from that period, because there was no need of souls before the dark sign, before people were started to get basically hunted just because they were they died and went back to their original form, and dark sign just made them more and more crave souls. I guess that can kind of be the point of where the souls became currency and not just needed lifespan for humans in Lordran. Now, outside the world of man, the outside of Lordran. Okay, Lordran. I said I pretty sure remember that I said Lordran could be a continent instead of being just a city or a land. Still quite possible, honestly, because we do see if we play the DLC, you're gonna see oh shit, I totally forgot the name. Ulasil. Ulasil has everything. Men, giants, magic, and mushroom people. That's pretty cool, honestly. Mushroom people are pretty cool. But yeah, it also has mushroom people. So then we come to the conclusion is, if Lodran was not basically, was just a place for men, for you know, lords, and not, okay, great. If it's just you know, a land of gods, or well, wannabe gods, because Gwyn is probably a wannabe god, not an actual god, but again, gods. What is Ursul then? We know that there's Dusk, who is kind of the princess, you know, princess of Ursul. And what is she then? Is she like a goddess, or is she more precisely a human in Ursul, in Lordran? Just like Anorlando is a city of humans and not of New Lando is a city of humans and not gods. I can understand Anorlando basically being the capital of Lordran, where they are basically a place for gods instead of you know, humans, where there's more like these Gwyn followers than there's actual humans. Then we of course have this. So probably complicated, isn't it? Okay, he found me. Then of course we have Astora. It's a human kingdom. It's not, you know, a god kingdom. It's a human kingdom. So I'm pretty sure that still that Lordran is still a continent and not a kingdom of its own, basically. I think it's like that. It's just named the land of gods because of its, where Gwyn basically was probably born, and you know, the way of white is the main religion, and so forth and so forth. But then we have to talk about, well, first of all, there are outside kingdoms, as we heard from, as we read from the coin, and yeah, probably Lodran is probably not the one and only, I guess, territory in the world of Dark Souls. Of course, we have inside Lodran, there's probably Kingdom of Berenice and Kingdom of Boulder. Those are kind of two kingdoms, well, three kingdoms. Four, sorry, Ursul and Astora, they're all confirmed kingdoms of Dark Souls. Of Lordran, basically. A continent. Am I being invaded? I don't know. I don't know the noise you're hearing. Oh, a little bit of lag. It's gonna happen. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that still Lordran is a continent instead of being just a kingdom, with Anorlando being its capital. Now, I'm going back to the story of gods, and we have one particular fellow we have to talk about, and that is Velka. Velka. True goddess, follower of Gwyn, friend of Gwyn, independent. Not sure to say about it. She does have followers, the followers of Velka. She does have like a base, just like Gwyn, but there is no mentioning of her. Well, there's actually not that much mentioning of any god except Gwyn, and of course later on we're gonna see Guinevere. Sorry, and I don't know if we're gonna fight Gwendolyn. Honestly, I don't think I'm gonna fight Gwendolyn because Gwendolyn is my favorite character, and I do not want to fight my favorite character. Honestly, is this plus 10? No, it's still plus 8. Damn it. I think we can make it plus 10. So let's do that. Let's just go and go to the giant blacksmith. Then we're gonna go and do the upgrading, and then I'm probably gonna upgrade the boulder armor too, because it's a cool armor. I like the boulder set. I was talking about Velka. Yeah, we see a lot of things about Velka in the painted world of Amaramis. What does it tell us? It tells us that Velka is probably a leader of a cult, or was the basically a foundation for the cult, for the occult. Why? Dark Ember is in Painted World of Amaramas. There is a lot of followers of Velka that turned into harpies. That is all, you know, basically half crows, half human. That's all of those kind of occult. Where we're gonna find in Anolando basically, which I'm gonna try to find actually, because it's really cool. I'm gonna try to find what's its name, the occult club and the Hevel's armor, because Hevel. But yeah, and I'm gonna try to, you know, well, first of all, we're gonna talk about Hevel then, more in a broad spec, because we didn't talk about Hevel that much, except that he probably was the one who was against the dragons, and again, well, he was against dragons and magic, and he probably found the everlasting dragon, which, you know, threatened the legitimacy of Gwyn, because, you know, he did not kill. No, he did not kill all the. Well, did not need to. Well, that's okay. He threatened the legitimacy of Gwyn's godhood because, you know, he found out a dragon, a living dragon. So that's kind of, you know, why he was in prison, probably. Or maybe because he was fighting Sif. So I don't know. Possibly both of those theories are possible, quite possible, honestly. But now we're gonna find the armor of Hevel. One more thing we have to. Well, let's go back to Velka. Velka could quite possibly be the leader of a cult, honestly, and she was the one who created. She was probably a mage, because she, or a very powerful priestess. They created Dark Ember, which, well, not probably. She probably did not create, but her followers did, which is a which is an ember that basically modifies your divine weapons into occult weapons, into a dark weapon, which has a better damage against gods. So that's quite interesting. We have a weapon that goes against gods, against Gwyn, which are not gods, but hey, they have the Lord Soul. So, what are we gonna? What Velka tried to do? We honestly don't know. Velka could have attempted to overthrow Gwyn, quite possibly. Velka could have wanted, I guess, justice, or maybe she found out that Gwyn is a liar, basically. Lied about the dragons. Quite possibly. But I'm pretty sure that she's just a follower. She's just the leader of the. She was the leader of the cult, and then probably went into godhood because she probably died by Gwyn. Gwyn probably killed her, and then her followers brought her up into godhood. Godhood, probably. Okay, occult club. Simple wooden club. This simple bladeless strike weapon is effective against most foes, is easily handled, and can break the guard of shield. However, a single miss. Okay, so it does not tell us anything. Oh well, that's too bad. Well, erase. No. Back the sword. Okay. Let's see how to do this. Honestly, I actually forgot how to do this. I forgot how to do this. Now, I forgot how to do this. Damn it. Okay, I was just trying to see the dark stat, but yeah, it's basically very effective against gods. So yeah, I think that's Velka is. A goddess who was well, not goddess, probably a priestess who was a leader of an occult, and now she's just she was probably killed by Gwyn or something like that, and then they rose her to godhood and so on and so on, and that's how she actually is a goddess now. But that's not actually pretty accurate. Maybe she was even trapped in the painted world and she died there. Like probably most of her followers were trapped there, but then Gwyn, you know, left to fight the demons, and now, you know, that's why probably the leaders of the Velka's occult are now spreading, and that's why they can probably be shown, you know, openly. That's why we have the priest in the church when you kill the bell gargoyles. I didn't talk about him honestly, but yeah, there is someone when you kill him and you ring the bell. When you go down, you can actually talk to him, and he can like resolve your sin or something like that. And then we have to talk about it. Well, first of all, why is she connected with Gwyndolin? Huh. That is an interesting talk point actually. Why is she connected with Gwyndolin then? Well, we all know that Gwyndolin wanted her father to love her. She wanted that. Well, okay, I'm gonna first of all talk in canon, because let's talk about canon first of all. Gwyndolin was born a male, but he was born on the affection to the moon, basically. Born into the affection to the moon, which is a feminine trait apparently, and that's why, you know, dressed female and all that. But quite possibly could be that he was not born affected into the moon, but quite possibly he was basically born with having too much X chromosomes instead of Y chromosomes, and that's why actually Gwyndolin has breasts. Possibly, honestly. Or it could be I don't know. I actually don't know. It could be basically that he truly was born to the affection to the moon, and that's why all, you know, all the dresses and all that. Or it could be that Gwyndolin does not actually have enough, has more X chromosomes instead of Y chromosomes, and that's why more feminine than, you know, masculine. Could be, honestly, and could be the voice and all that, the reasons to all of that. Honestly, it could be. Gwyn did not like Gwyndolin. Gwyn actually probably hated Gwyndolin, and he probably never wanted Gwyndolin to be anything more than just, you know, hey, here's a child of mine. That's it. Because he probably had the firstborn who lost the annals of history. He was banished. Blah 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 blah. Many people believe that Solaire is the firstborn. I honestly don't care about the firstborn, because he did nothing except he lose the annals of history, which makes no point of the Dogs of the Souls lore, because there's no mention of the annals of history except just, you know, he was banished because of that. What did annals do? What did what do? Doesn't matter, because we all know the history of the souls, so it quite doesn't matter if he did something important with the annals of history or if he didn't. But there is one point, one serious point I have to talk about, which could be quite interesting. What if, you know, what if FromSoft used the annals of history excuse to not put that much lore in the game? Think about it. History is lore, basically. And the more we know about the history of the game, the more we know about the lore. What if FromSoft used the excuse of the firstborn, which we don't know anything about, stole the annals of history and used that excuse to not write that much lore, or don't go that much deeper into the lore, but just give us the bits and pieces and recreate the story, which is basically a genuine and great idea of basically making the player be more interactive with the game, having its own thoughts and, you know, its own interpretations of the whole history of the game and lore. That is also quite smart, as it can actually be, you know, basically criticize them to be lazy, that not write that much of the lore, but it could be also smart because it makes the gamers interact with the game and think about the game and not just play it and expect like the lore to be handed to them, which is also really great. And that can be like, you know, the excuse like, well, the Firstborn, who we don't know anything about, lost the annals of history, basically lost the lore, and we are basically telling the story to what people remembered in the game. And you know, the woman that is talking about the pygmy, the lord souls, the dragons, you know, it's like a story passed from generation to generation instead of actually being written down because the Firstborn lost the annals of history. That is quite cool because then we can interpret the lore. That's also why I hate and love the Mass Effect 3 ending. And I think we see Shepard, that'd be male or female Shepard, does not matter, lying in crumbles, but we can hear the breath in the end. We can hear the breath. Many people say, well, Shepard is dead, that is a horrible ending, my choices did not matter. That's all true. Choices did not matter at all. And that's why many people hate the ending, and I personally am also the hater of the ending because I want to see Shepard alive and be with fucking Liara, as I choose my, you know, default and probably the best romance choice for female Shepard. But then I started to think about it. Well, first of all, we don't know if Shepard died. We don't hear the breath. We don't know if Shepard died. Quite possibly be that Shepard is actually alive and is saved. It makes you think after you finish the game. The ending makes you think. Just like the whole, you know, while you play Dark Souls, it makes you think about the lore and the knowledge you want to get about the game. Makes you think. Makes you want to play the game more and find out more things. That's why I probably go and watch lore videos to want to know more about the game, and it's quite intelligently how they did that, quite smart. But anyways, so Gwendolyn was probably the black sheep of the family, not because she wanted to, but because she was put in that place. Did anybody love her in the family? Probably not. No, probably not even her mother loved her because of Gwen. And because they wanted another son to replace the Firstborn to lead the whole, to lead Lordran and, you know, to continue the godhood. Which is quite sad. It's quite sad because Gwendolyn just wanted her father to accept her. That's it. And it's quite sad where it comes to that she's ready to defend the illusion of Anno Lando and how great it is, even with the darkness of time, even when the moon rose to power and the sun fell. And Gwendolyn could not understand that, and that is quite... Oh! Can you imagine Gwendolyn not being in that spot? Because we know that the whole sun and all of Anno Lando is actually an illusion created by Gwendolyn. Can you imagine what Gwendolyn can do if basically Moon replaced the sun and Gwendolyn was actually aware of it and was actually willing to go with that change? Can you imagine what will actually happen? What could happen, honestly? But yeah, it's actually a quite tragic story. But anyways, we're not gonna deal with tragic stories because it's tragic and I like tragedy. But yeah, so that's been covered up basically. I covered things about Velka that I think are quite possibly true or false or in between. Things about, well, Gwendolyn's story, the Firstborn, you know, the reasons of lore, I guess. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment. I would really appreciate your support. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.